Welcome to our podcast, Parenting by the Pint. Enjoy the show.
Greetings, Minivan Mafia. Lauren and I are longtime friends from Chicagoland that love getting together to chat about life, kids, family, and beer.
Each week, we'll feature a brewery and sample at least 2 of their beers.
We'll also discuss a variety of topics ranging from parenting, pop culture, travel, marriage, and just about anything else that comes to mind. Hey everybody, welcome back. We're at our post-Christmas episode at this point, so that's something.
We're between Christmas and New Year's, so we're like right in the cusp of the holiday season.
But I will warn you guys that we recorded this episode on the same day that we recorded our pre-Christmas episode where we were severely lacking in holiday cheer. And so I'm gonna push through. Yeah. Because I'm very excited to have this episode. There's a lot I want to talk about, and there's a lot I want to say about what we're drinking and our weird combinations topic.
Yeah,
which is what
we're doing an off the wall episode today. So definitely a little departure from our usual.
Yeah. Let's begin by saying that while Lauren and I are not generally big Goose Island Bourbon County fans, we have 2 of them in front of us today.
Yes.
We have drank Bourbon County on this podcast before.
Yep.
Last year we sampled 4 BCS
all the regulars of the different,
Yes, and landed on our favorites. Mine was Heaven Hill. I think Lauren's was Wild Turkey. Yeah. And I shockingly could tell the difference.
Which is very surprising. But yeah, there was variations. Anyway, so we've drank Bourbon County before.
Yes, and I have had Bourbon County many
we've
times
had it for
before.
Years, yeah.
It is basically, the introduction to barrel-aged beer for most people who started drinking barrel-aged beer years ago.
Yeah.
I think I can say that without being burned at the stake.
Yes.
However, I will say that it's still a mainstay. And people still feel
go
very
crazy
strongly about it.
And, granted, I will say that there is regular everywhere out there if you want it.
Yes, if you want to try Bourbon County, it is out there.
Yes.
It comes in pint bottles, and they're too expensive.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for
sure.
sure.
I don't know what to tell you about that. That's the world that we currently live in. Everything is too expensive.
Also true.
Bourbon County has always been too expensive, in my opinion.
Now it's just extra expensive.
Now it's extra. If you would like to try a barrel-aged beer that isn't too expensive, I suggest you try anything from Revolution, although some of them are too expensive.
Some of them are very expensive. Or you can just message us. We will give you lots of suggestions for other brands.
I can think of several right off the top of my head that aren't Revolution or
Bourbon
Goose
County.
Island.
So,
yes.
Okay, yes, Goose Island.
Let's open the first one. We're going to drink 2 variants this year.
Yes.
So last year we drank Bourbon County Regular, which is the thing you can get almost anywhere. Yes, it's the base beer. So most of the beers that they come out with each November, Black Friday, are the same base with different variations, different adjuncts, different aging techniques, things like that. And the 2 that we're going to drink tonight, I'm going to introduce the first one and the second one because we're not going to really do this the same way that we do because
no, it's totally different than usual.
The topic's not going to make sense if we don't really get both these beers open right away. So the first one we're going to open is Cherry Wood Stout. So this is Bourbon County, the usual Bourbon County stuff. I will say that it says subtle notes of stone fruit, dark cherry, and light wood tannins on it. And I also want to note that my husband said that this wasn't going to taste like cherry, but Bourbon County seems to think that it will.
I mean, clearly it lists it. So
we're going to see what happens. And the reason why this is important is because the second beer that we're going to drink is a super weird one that I did not see coming and that I'm kind of upset about. Is a classic cola stout.
I have not had these because I don't seek out Bourbon County generally. My husband actually bought these for us. He was at Meijer and he goes, "Hey, there's Bourbon County. Do you want some?" And I was like, "No." And then I was like, "You know what? buy me a couple. We'll have them on the podcast.
There it is.
So
yes, I respect that. And we would always drink
them up for us.
I would imagine that this is kind of going to be an annual thing.
Oh,
I'm
for
sure next year
there'll be some
something.
other different adjunct or some other different one that we're like, sure, we'll give it a shot.
Yeah. So the plan here, you guys, is to try Cherrywood, try Classic Cola, and then create what we would call a glorious combination.
We're gonna
Cherry Cola,
which Mike has told us that will
my
not
husband has
taste
specifically said already is not going to happen. But
you know what?
I
That's okay.
love proving him wrong.
And I love the idea.
I hope that happens.
Cuvée.
Also, I would like to add, he has not had Cherrywood Stout, so I'm not really sure how he can seem to think that that's going to happen, but we're going to find out.
We're definitely going to do this. So,
enough
in
Mike
that
bashing.
Spirit.
Let's drink it.
Yes. All right. Cherrywood, Bourbon County.
It smells very chocolatey to me.
It smells like Bourbon County.
Yeah, it smells like Bourbon County, which smells like a syrupy stout, you guys. I'm not a hater. I'm being realistic.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh, no. This is terrible. No, the beer is not terrible. Actually, this tastes really good. It doesn't taste like cherry, though. It does not.
It does not taste like cherry. You know what? You're seeking out the cherry.
Let's give it a second.
Yes.
I know that the other, we probably should have gotten a regular.
Probably,
by the way.
but whatever. It's
but
fine.
dude,
how much BCS can we drink?
I mean, how are you going to drive home later
no.
if we drink 3 of these? These are very strong beers. If I recall, I'm trying to remember.
They normally are 14.2 we got here on the Cherrywood.
Ooh-wee.
It's on the bottom and the back by the
bottom,
by the barcode usually.
By the barcode
to the left.
Says 14 as well.
Yeah. So
they're the same. I thought maybe Cherry Cola might have had a little more sugar in it. Maybe would have ended up a little higher ABV. Either it didn't or they're lazy. Who knows?
Could be. Yeah.
I don't think they're allowed to be lazy. There's a lot of legal things that go into what you put on a beer label. But you know.
It this one it tastes like dark chocolate to me more than dark cherry.
I will say, oddly, I kind of like it.
I don't hate it.
Normally, the thing I don't like about Bourbon County is that in terms of a bourbon barrel-aged beer, I get a lot of like the syrupy flavor from bourbon.
Yes.
So bourbon gives off a lot of different flavors, right?
Oh my gosh, so many. Yeah.
Sometimes you get heat and you get what I would call thickness.
Okay.
Which sometimes stouts, people complain, oh, the stout's too thin.
Yes.
They don't often say that about
bourbon
barrel-aged beers because I think that bourbon
it builds it
kind
up a
of
little bit.
adds to the weight of the beer, if you will. This tastes pretty good for a Bourbon County beer. It tastes pretty good for a barrel-aged beer.
Yeah, this actually is pretty decent. I would say that I like this better than probably any of the regulars we had last year. Like it's got it doesn't I do agree, particular BCS, I feel like it's often got some like syrupy, almost artificially
she said artificial. You guys about people, BCS. They're coming for you.
Some weird like thing going on that I just don't love. It's fine. Everybody would hate me, but typically I use BCS and like to cook with. Like I use it in my chili or like in stuff like that. But I don't often just sit and like open a regular BCS because I'm not all about that. But this is actually okay. It's not bad.
This is pretty good.
It doesn't taste like cherry.
It doesn't.
I'm still not getting the cherry.
Like cherry.
I'm like half through a glass and it still doesn't taste like cherry to me.
That's a bummer. I hope the cola tastes like cola.
I know, right?
Right?
I get the dark. I don't even know what the heck stone fruit tastes like. What does stone fruit taste like?
Oh my goodness, dude. I mean, we gotta... somebody should be keeping a list of all of the fruits that we've had that we can't identify.
Yeah. No, if you put them in front of me, like we should take pictures of all the random fruits and like try and match like a matching
let's
game.
do a game,
right?
And we give like a $50 gift card to a brewery of your choice if you can identify all of the fruits without using the internet.
I'm putting pictures out there. So all right, so we tried the cherry wood. We're gonna try the cola, but in a totally random mid-holiday session, we're going to talk about weird combinations.
We're going to talk about weird combos. And, you know, it's funny, when this first came up, I was like, there's no way we're going to have enough to talk about. Like,
and now you're like,
talk about? And now I'm like, you should see the list of stuff that I made. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm, you know, super picky, so like I have a lot of weird combos
which
going on.
May or may not be weird for everyone though, so that might be interesting. But to start with, since we normally talk about a brewery and we've talked about Goose Island, like we don't need to talk about Goose Island anymore.
Sure.
I looked up some of the most interesting beer flavors that
I can't wait.
have been out there. So there's some that are somewhat, you know, I could see it. Like there were 2 breweries that made a roasted jalapeno blueberry porter.
Okay.
Which I'm like, you know, at first I'm like, oh, that's
sweet
weird
and spicy.
But then I'm like, okay, I can get behind that.
Yeah,
There's like an avocado honey. I can get behind that. And then we start kind of going down. So we've got the Flamin' Hot Cheetos sour ale, which I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
At all. Even kind of. And then we've got, which is one of my favorites, a brewery in Georgia made a Waffle House bacon and kegs, actually it was called, that smelled like bacon. Beer. Small release, limited options.
Tastes like eggs?
I'm not entirely sure.
How were eggs
it was
connected?
Some weird
if there was an egg of any kind, we'll get to this because we're about to talk about combos.
We are.
I would have been very upset about the flavor if it was me.
So, and then we get to the really weird stuff. So then we've got a Vietnamese pork roll beer, which is out of Australia.
What?
And it's actually pork and coriander and carrots and chili and hops.
Ew.
So that sounds horrible.
Awful. Go on.
And then we've got some super interesting ones. Dogfish Head made a beer that was actually made out of lunar meteorites ground up in their beer.
Okay.
So it was called Celeste Jewel Beer. And if you went to the brewery, you got koozies made from astronaut suits, which I think is totally gimmicky.
That is kind of awesome.
Kind of cool.
Okay.
Like, I would totally buy the koozie. A brewery, a combo. So Evil Twin is out of New York City, and they collabed with a Norwegian brewery that made a beer out of Hawaiian pizza and money. They actually used real Norwegian banknotes in this beer.
What?
So it was called Big Ass Money Stout, and it was money and Hawaiian pizza.
What?
Yeah, not the weirdest, but we're getting there.
That's pretty weird, though.
Right? So
I'm loving this, though.
There's one that makes it out of oysters, real oysters. They shuck oysters into the beer. Fine, whatever.
Ugh.
I can see the briny saltiness, maybe.
Okay.
Then I don't know if you know what Rocky Mountain oysters are, which are actually just bull testicles. So there's a Colorado brewery that makes them out of that, which is not the grossest, but we're almost there. 2 more. Okay, so there's a 40-foot brewery, which is in the UK. And do you know who Dahl is, who wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Matilda? So he has an old writing desk, and they swabbed it to make yeast out of the things that they swabbed from the writing desk that then went into making a beer called Odious Ale.
Yeah.
Which is disgusting.
Awful.
But
I will say, if I'm being honest, I think it would be awesome if somebody did that with my desk at work someday. If I was such a big deal that someone was like, you know what we should do? We should swab our desk and we should turn it into something.
The bacteria, essentially, that's on your desk.
I kind of love that idea.
So
make sure you get underneath the mouse. That's all I'm going to say.
There's that. Okay, and then the top weird beer of all of the weird beers, in my opinion.
I can't even imagine where this is going.
Is sheep dung smoked whale testicle beer. out of Iceland. They put 3 testicles per vat.
Wow. Whale testicles.
Whale testicles.
Now, is there also sheep dung in it?
I mean, it's smoked first, so I don't think the dung makes it to it.
Oh, that's how it's smoked.
That's how it's cooked.
Yikes.
Before it gets into
horrifying.
the
Please
beer.
tell me it's because they don't have coal there.
Well, and so it's essentially enjoyed with other
wood.
very strange delicacies in that area, which is cured sheep head and rotten shark parts. So, I mean, all of
called
those...
rotten shark parts?
Yes. Well, that's some sort of like charcuterie is like rotten shark and cured sheep head. So...
Iceland?
Okay,
thank you.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure. I've heard they have like amazing hotels with luxurious hot springs.
Iceland's supposed to be amazing. But
I'm not
be
feeling
wary
it.
of the beer. Be wary of the beer.
Yeah, maybe don't drink while you're there. Just have water.
Yeah, or spirits perhaps, but not the beer. So
Yeah.
I felt like I wanted to share some things that this I was talking to my husband about this, and he just goes, it's just the Jeff Goldblum meme, and I knew exactly what he meant, because it was the just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
And that is the epitome of this list of weird beers.
I respect that 100%. I know, and you didn't name it, but I know that I believe Microphone made a beer that had mushrooms in it.
Oh, I do remember that one.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was at the top of the list of weird beers.
I respect that, and having heard the list, I agree 100%.
But yes,
but I
that
did
is
think
a
that was
unique-
super weird.
Yeah.
At the
Definitely
time.
very
now
unique.
I don't think anything's weird.
Right.
Now no one is ever going to surprise me. I'm going to be like, yeah, that sounds normal.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have whale testicles in it.
Exactly. So anything below that just seems normal.
Yeah.
So
What a weird way to feel.
yeah.
But here we are.
I set the bar now. So anything else is normal.
Let's
So
open this cola and then
Yes.
start talking about weird combos.
our weird combos.
While we drink a little bit of cola and a little bit of
like it.
not cherry
yeah,
wood.
what they call cherry wood, but
Whatever, man. This beer just came out like a month ago. How does it not taste like cherry?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
No, I
but
like
it doesn't
it.
taste like cherry. That's
no, it definitely
kind
does
of
not.
BS.
Yeah, I mean it's December. It's not even a month ago.
Yeah,
So
I know.
I mean, it got bottled before
they
then.
made it
So
probably.
it didn't release till.
Yeah, but whatever.
So even still, it's only been bottled for a couple months, and it's a stout. Like this should last a bit.
Come on. Okay, cola.
Smells the same.
It smells just like cherry wood, so we've got that going for it. If it tastes just like cherry wood,
Ooh,
I'm
I'm
going to
gonna be
lose
mad.
my mind. I'm going to be like, we're done. Episode over.
All right.
20 minutes.
So this one, aged in bourbon barrels with brown sugar, citrus, coriander, spices, and natural vanilla flavor. Does it taste like cherry wood? Care at that face.
No, it doesn't. If it tasted like cherry, I would lose it as well. Drink it, please, because I want to say what I think before it leaves my brain. This is what a cola stout should taste like.
Yeah, this actually.
So remember we had that beer from Off Color and was called Beer for Pizza.
Oh,
and it was like a lager of some kind that
yeah.
tasted like cola, and it was awful.
It was awful.
It grossed me out. I'm sorry if I was nice about it when we talked about it.
it wasn't good.
We drank it because I was like, beer for pizza. I love pizza. And
We
then
both, totally.
drank it, and
I
was
like
just
beer
like,
and pizza.
horrible.
It's like
Just
the two things
horrible.
that go together should go together perfectly.
Not good.
In theory, cola and beer shouldn't go together perfectly, but this actually tastes like what you would think.
This
it
is
would
what I
taste.
feel like. So, in my opinion, cola, Coca-Cola or Pepsi or whatever cola you drink, sometimes doesn't have the best aftertaste, in my opinion.
Okay.
This has a really nice cola aftertaste.
Yeah. It's got just the right amount of carbonation on the front,
Yeah.
too, to me. So, like, a lot of stouts don't really have much, to that.
Yeah.
But I feel like this almost gives a little
It has a little bit of that.
bubble,
Yeah.
which it should for
If it's a
this.
cola.
Exactly. And that
Dang,
gives me
Goose
that
Island.
reminiscent.
What did you do?
They did good on this one.
You
I'm actually
guys.
surprised. I was not expecting to like
You
this at all.
guys. I mean, I'll be honest without trying to like get on the hype train.
Yeah.
People have been pleasantly surprised by this beer, in my opinion. Like the reactions that I've seen online.
Yeah.
People have kind of been like, this is pretty good.
This is better. This is better than I expected, for sure. I did not expect to actually like this. I gotta be honest with you.
This is weird. Weird combos, man.
Right?
Beer and cola. Apparently, if you're going to make a stout taste like cola, you're going the right way. Just don't make a lager taste like cola. Ugh.
That's solid advice. Yeah.
It just wasn't good. No. I think it was just like the hop combination, also like the maltiness of it, like with the cola flavor, which tasted really artificial. It just wasn't good.
And this one actually doesn't taste like... It's not super syrupy. It's not artificially. It's got a little bit of flavor. It's got a little bit of carbonation. It's got that little bit of aftertaste to the cola.
This is so weird.
It's actually good. All right. What do you got for us?
Let's talk about combinations.
Other combinations.
I liked to break my combos down into 2 categories for you.
Okay.
Things I like separated but not together, and things I like together but not separated.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I really baked my noodle on this, friend. So here we go. Okay. So let me begin with a very controversial matter. Okay. So I'm gonna start with things I liked separated.
Okay.
But not together.
Okay.
I like peanuts, but I do not like peanut butter.
Yeah.
Which is kind of not necessarily mixed with something else. But
it's a different
crushed,
variation
ground
of
up peanuts, so the exact same thing, but made into a paste.
Not a fan.
Don't like it.
I will be totally honest with you. I am 100% in agreement.
Wow.
I never liked peanut butter and jelly as a kid. I never liked peanut butter on like my kid will put like peanut butter on like an apple slice, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
please don't.
Gross.
But I will sit at a baseball game and eat a like bag of peanuts and
question.
Yeah.
Do you eat the shells or do you break open the shells or do you 50-50 it or you like see how you're feeling?
So I suck the salt off the shell and then I break them open.
Fair.
But I do not eat the shell.
That's good. Bad for digestion.
Exactly. I agree.
Great.
Yeah.
That's
my method.
I like sucking the salt off the shells. I will. And
I don't do it on all of them, though.
I will eat shell occasionally. Okay. I don't do it as a habit because I'm not trying to like feel terrible later.
Right, yeah.
But I do love salt, so that's a big motivator for me. And I'm lazy, so I don't really want to take it out of my mouth
and then
after
crack it and then eat the peanut. I get it. No, I'd like, but that's like I actually really like peanuts.
And the baseball game peanut where you're like shell on.
Right?
Just a great experience. Perfect. 100% of the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally.
Agree.
Yeah. But no, I don't like peanut butter either. I totally don't.
That's cool. I'm glad
But
to
a
hear
lot
that.
of people are like, you eat peanuts. How do you not like peanut? And I'm like, I just don't like it. It's not the same.
It's not good.
Yeah.
It isn't the same.
Yeah.
And we literally talked about this earlier today. I gave my kids chunky peanut butter for lunch one day, and they summarily rejected it and will not eat it. And I gave you a jar missing one spoonful of chunky peanut butter to take home because you seem to think your kids will eat it. And by the way, if they don't, you can throw it out.
But I think my husband will too, though.
Oh,
so my husband, like before he goes to the gym, he'll literally just take a spoonful of peanut butter and like eat it because he's you're a crazy
Whatever
person.
Whatever the thing
if
is
you
that he
to
wants to do.
Yeah.
If you're listening.
So
whatever your reason is for that weirdo.
But I'm fairly confident that someone in my house will eat it. No, it won't be me, but someone will.
Not me. Yeah. No,
all right, so I agree. All right, I need like a button.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's agree on that one. Wonderful. That's 1 point.
Yes.
So my next thing. Mm-hmm. So I've cured my own pork belly before.
Yeah, we have two.
Yeah, and I enjoy doing it. And it's a little bit of effort. And to be honest with you, I usually do it around Christmas time, and I forgot to do it this year. And now obviously it's too late. But I tend to like to do that. Mm-hmm. And I love cured pork belly. And if you want me to call it bacon, I will. I love bacon. Mm-hmm. But I don't like it mixed with other stuff. I don't like putting it in things. Like omelets, for example. I'm not a big omelet fan.
Yeah, but you don't like eggs.
Well, we'll get there. Yeah. That's a later topic. But
yeah.
But I don't like mixing pork belly, a thing that I really like, in eggs. But I also found a recipe one time that had cured pork belly in meatballs, like for an Italian dish, spaghetti and meatballs, if you will.
Yep.
And so I followed the recipe to the letter.
Yep.
I put the pork belly in. I made this awesome little like bready mixture that was not breadcrumbs, but was sort of like breadcrumbs, and it was like perfect.
Yeah.
And I mushed it all, and I made meatballs out of it, and I cooked the meatballs, and the meatballs were well prepared and everything. And I took a bite, and I didn't like it because the texture of the pork belly
inside the meatball couldn't just do it.
Well, and one thing I will say about pork belly or bacon, if you will, is while I don't necessarily want it to be crisp, I don't want it to taste raw. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like, and when you put it inside of something, if you don't give it any
soft, it's soft.
Yeah, if you don't brown it at all by itself,
it's gonna be soft. Like, it's
so
gonna be. Yeah.
I have issues with that, so I don't really like.
Okay, I would probably like the meatballs.
Yeah, you probably would.
My husband
liked them,
and my husband makes a chili with like a variety of different meats, but also puts pork belly, bacon, whatever you want to call it, in it, and like it's very good. You enjoy it. We do like it. So I would probably like it. But I also like pork belly in pretty much any capacity.
Yeah.
So
see, but that's the thing. I don't know. You can't mix it with things. The textures. For me, a lot of my issues
are texture.
Combos are texture.
Okay, I can get that. I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I would like it. So, but
that's okay. We can disagree. Try. I'm really glad that you came around on the peanut butter thing.
Yeah. No, there might be some that I agree with. All right. Let's
keep going. Other things I like separated but not together. I like chocolate and pretzels, but I don't like chocolate-covered pretzels because I don't like savory sweet. I can make a list of like a million things.
Of the savory sweet.
And I'll actually add my next item, which is candied bacon. I don't like candied bacon. I just don't like the idea of like, I think when we talked to Rachel, she talked about like a maple bacon thing.
Yes.
And when I'm at a breakfast place and my syrup from the pancakes gets on the bacon, I will eat it because of course I'm going to eat the bacon, but I don't love that. I don't love that.
I don't. So I'm middle ground on this one. I do not like syrup on my bacon. I do not. I will eat candied bacon if it's a thick cut, like pork bellied style of bacon that has like an edge of a little bit of like brown sugar. I will eat that.
Okay.
My husband,
but maybe not maple.
Maybe not maple. I don't like syrup on my bacon. My husband, his drink of choice at one of the bars in town we go to is the bacon old fashioned. So it's bacon in an old fashioned, and it's like that flavor.
That's interesting because I will say, and I didn't put this in my list of things I like together, but not separated, because I like it both
separate.
Ways. Yeah. There is a beer that Funky Buddha makes that's called Wide Awake, which is a maple bacon stout.
Oh, interesting.
One of my favorite beers, honestly.
Really?
Like, of all time.
Crazy.
One of my favorite beers. And I'm going to say this in the hopes that he's listening. Mike Wallen, if you're listening to this episode and you've heard me say that Wide Awake is one of my favorite beers, this is a hint for you to get me a bottle of it.
Nice.
I know you got me the last bottle I drank, and I would gladly accept another one.
Fantastic. I've never had this. It sounds great. Yeah. But yeah, so interesting. I definitely. Again, I'm on the in middle ground of this one.
Candied bacon and savory sweet combos.
Savory sweet I'm mostly out on. So
well, we talked about pigs in a blanket and that idea. I just feel that way about most.
Also, like, I refuse to eat fruit in my salads. I cannot do it. Like,
why is that a thing?
I don't know. I can't stand it. I will literally pick out like the
every time I'm looking at like the salad list, I'll be like, "Oh, this salad sounds good."
Except it has cranberries and strawberries or some crap, and I'm like,
Why are there cranberries in my salad?
Yeah,
this is lettuce.
That's like one of the things I cannot do is fruit in my salad.
Man, sometimes I get so hung up on the fact that I'm a mess I don't realize that
alone.
maybe I'm
not
rational
alone.
once in a while.
But yeah, my husband laughs at me. My mom even knows. But I will not eat fruit in my salad.
Thank you. Jeez.
So, yeah.
I have, my father recently made a salad. Man, there's a word for it. I think it's called a village salad or something where it's like tomatoes and peppers and there isn't actually lettuce in it. And he was like talking about the salad ahead of time before making it for, I think, Thanksgiving. Okay. And like, he was like, oh, I'm going to make that salad that I made
for whatever,
ago or something. And I was just like, oh, okay, I didn't eat it. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
But I don't always eat salad when we have family gatherings because whatever we're having kind of distracts me and I eat whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
Sometimes and honestly, I didn't even remember that there was
salad to be eaten
at whatever the gathering, the previous gathering was.
So
but he's
salad.
Like,
yeah,
I'm going to bring this salad to Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. What was it? And he like starts tomatoes and peppers and feta and like he keeps listing ingredients. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to eat that. And he's like, why? And I was like, because I don't eat any of those things.
Yeah.
I mean, like, feta, I eat cheese.
Yeah, I'll eat cheese.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. For the most part, I do not discriminate against cheese of any kind.
Yeah, no, I eat all the cheese.
I don't think there's been cheese I haven't liked.
I don't love Swiss cheese.
A lot of people feel that way. My husband doesn't like Swiss.
In things, but I will not eat, like, a sandwich with a
like
slice
ham
of
and Swiss.
I will not eat that.
You're not going to eat that.
No.
I really like at the Bavarian Lodge, they have a schnitzel cordon bleu, which has schnitzel.
I will eat that.
With Swiss cheese and ham on it. And I like that, but it's melted. It is.
It's different. Yeah.
Yeah, it is different because that stuff makes a difference.
It does make a difference. The preparation is totally. Anyway, salad. Yeah.
Peanuts, but not peanut butter, my friend.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, savory and sweet is definitely something that I am not all about. So like my mom will even make this like trail mix that has like M&Ms and like stuff,
raisins.
But it's got Chex Mix and peanuts and raisins, and I'm like, this is the epitome of what I will not eat.
Yeah, right.
Like
I wouldn't
literally.
eat that either.
And will I eat like some of these things separately? For sure. But then when you mix it together, the peanut, like the M&Ms have like the peanut like just like dust on them, and I can't do it.
Yeah.
So that is
Agreed.
I'm totally out on. Can't do
Agreed.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's exactly the combo that because you like M&Ms, right?
Yeah, I do.
And you like Chex Mix,
yeah,
right?
And I like peanuts. Clearly, we've talked about this.
Do you like raisins?
Sometimes,
maybe.
Yeah,
maybe by themselves you'll have a few.
By themselves, I will have some.
Not in a freaking salad,
Not in a salad,
but anyway,
not with M&Ms. So, or not with peanuts. So by themselves, sure.
But there you go. There's a combo that you don't like.
I do not.
I agree with that one, and I did not have that on my list.
Yes.
So to deviate from food, very briefly.
Okay. Yeah, most of this is about food.
I will mention a combo that that is a weird combo.
Okay.
So here's my thing, and this is funny because we like literally just did this a week ago. I tend to be more one-on-one with friends than group hangouts.
Okay.
I like hanging out in a group, and like we got together for my 40th birthday.
Yeah.
Our 2 episodes ago, we met with Rachel, and it was post 40th birthday bash.
Just post 40th,
And we were, burned out and tired and maybe a tiny bit hungover and maybe I had a little bit of a headache, but I was also drinking like espresso.
So it was fine.
Whatever.
It gets it through. Yeah.
Yeah. But knowing all of that, the previous evening we had hung out with a group of my friends.
Yeah.
So everybody there was connected to me.
Yeah.
And I had a wonderful time. And I no regrets about the group, and everybody was great, and everybody got along very well. But in general, I tend to be a little more one-on-one with my friends.
That's fair.
I enjoy group outings. You're talking about maybe doing a group outing for your birthday, and I look forward to that idea. I'm excited at the potential that there are people that I know that will be on the trip. Yeah. But it won't be a deal breaker for me. Hypothetically, if 1 or 2 of them don't show, I would still go, and you would be there.
Yes.
I would be comfortable. Everybody's very friendly. I feel that way about my own friends. I feel that way about my friends.
Yeah, generally speaking,
for the most part.
Of our friends are all.
Yeah, so I'm not worried about that.
At this point in our lives, most of the people we have chosen to associate with are all relatively
pretty
friendly.
cool.
Yes.
Yeah. If I were to say, if I were to give it a word, I would say everybody's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But on the whole, I'm a little more into one-on-one.
I think
in general.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I would say again, I'm kind of in between. So I can think of the vast majority of the people I hang out with. It's usually in groups of like 3.
Okay.
So, like, even, like, you and Illy.
Sure.
Or my friend Barb and Megan. Like, we often, like, once a month,
we'll
go out to breakfast. It's
for that
the 3
activity.
of us.
Sure.
Or, so it's often a small group.
Okay.
But not always one-on-one. And not even if it's not necessarily even by choice. It's partially that we are all so limited in our time that if we are available, like, we just grab that time.
Sure.
So, like, there's sometimes, like, I went to the store with Megan the other day on my lunch, actually, because I was like, I'm going to run do this, and she broke her foot, and she's like, I can't get out of the car by myself. I'm like, if you can drive to the store, I will help you get out of the car. And so, like, that was like an hour. Like, you know, so randomly I will hang out with people one-on-one, but more often than not, it's like a very small group, which is totally ideal for me. Now, will I hang out with a large group? Yes. Do I enjoy it? Not really.
Yeah.
Because I feel like my attention is so, like, scattered all over that I can't have a quality conversation with anyone. Yeah. So it's kind of like this, oh, hi, how are you doing? Very superficial with everybody. And I think to me that is very not like what I enjoy, but it's almost, you can totally relate this to food, because usually I enjoy things separately because I like to enjoy one thing at a time.
Right.
And not that I want to compare my friends to food, but I totally am.
Right.
In that I like to enjoy like one thing. And I think that is very much the same in my life as it is with that. So, which is super weird, but whatever.
Is anything weird tonight?
No, nothing's weird. No, we've set our bar, and it's way.
I think
way
we're
higher.
good. I mean, you mentioned a whale testicle beer earlier. I think we're pretty.
We're well
under that. Yeah,
agreed. Yeah,
so,
okay.
Let's talk about things I like together, but not separated. And at the same time, I'm just going to, like, really fast, I'm just going to pour some of this cola
into the cherry and see how it goes.
the cherry. Hopefully that was about 50-50. Cherry. Stupid misnomer.
It's not very cherry. I don't know what that...
It smells slightly like cola still, but it's, it's more just like a bourbon barrel aged
It's going to taste like It's going to taste like cola because the cherry didn't really taste like cherry.
Ooh, I think it tastes pretty good because cherry wheat. Sorry.
Cherry wood. Yes.
Stupid.
I like
Boston
them
Beer
together.
Company. Mixed together, this tastes pretty good because it takes a little bit of the edge off the cola.
Yeah.
And the cherry wood we really liked.
Yeah.
And so it's got the nice,
it's got that
warm,
dark,
syrupy.
Exactly.
Syrupy's not the right word.
No.
You said rich flavor.
Yes. No, this
is good.
Even though it does not taste like cherry cola, which I really didn't expect it to, because it's
although
bourbon
as a
barrel
side note,
aged.
you guys, I'm gonna tell my husband that's exactly what it tastes like.
But it's good though.
We're gonna dump out this cherry wood. I'm gonna give him a little bit of cola and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we were out of the cherry. That tasted exactly like cherry."
I almost feel like I actually really like them together.
I know, right? Why
feel
is that
like
always the
they
case?
The flavors complement each other.
Right?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I'm like, all right, so what do we like together?
What do I like together
What do we
but
like
not
together?
separated?
Because this is good together. I like it.
So just like my peanuts versus peanut butter, I like tomato sauce, but I don't like tomatoes.
That's a texture thing.
It is absolutely.
My husband's the same way. So he does not like tomatoes, and that's totally a squishy, slimy texture thing.
Like salsa, for example. Even the word salsa kind of disgusts me.
Yeah.
But salsa, chunky salsa,
it's got
like
chunks. Yeah.
remember like peppy
pico.
tacos? Yeah, or pico de gallo.
It's
exactly.
chunks of tomatoes.
Little chunks of tomatoes.
My husband does not do that either.
Bruschetta, the Italian
I will
bread
eat that.
with the tomatoes.
I will do the bruschetta. only because I like that. I like that's a flavor combination I like together.
Fair. That's fair. I get
actually,
it.
the texture of the tomatoes doesn't really bother me. It's that I've been with my husband for 22 years, and I've just gotten used to not having tomatoes on things. So, like, my default now, even if I will eat them or not, is to say no tomatoes, no onions on everything, because that's what he's always done.
I also do not like onions. We can add that, but I won't say I like onions. I will put onion powder in dishes occasionally that ask for onion, because I'm like, well, this will taste a little bit like onion, and I can't put
my
onions.
husband cannot eat onions because they do not agree with him. He would eat the crap out of onion rings if he could. Like, he 100% likes them. They do not like him. So, but yeah, tomatoes. My mom is interesting. She loves, she likes spaghetti sauce. She'll eat bruschetta. She likes tomatoes. She doesn't like ketchup.
I don't like ketchup either, but I think that it's because I feel like ketchup is inferior to barbecue sauce in every way, and so why would I eat
And you can almost
ketchup?
always substitute barbecue sauce for ketchup.
That's really all it is. It's not that I don't like ketchup. It's that I feel like, why would I use this when there's barbecue sauce?
Interesting.
That's my thought process.
That's fair. I'm indifferent to ketchup, frankly.
I mean, essentially that's how I feel.
I'm generally indifferent. I prefer cheese on everything, and my husband says, and I will voluntarily say that, like, even fries, it's not even that I like the fries, it's a medium for the cheese.
Oh, sure.
Is all that it is.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with what I'm eating. It's
absolutely
what I can dip it into, and that's really
that 100%.
What it is. But yeah, no, I understand the tomato thing. I get it. I'm okay with them, but I get it.
Fair. So this kind of, seems relevant. I like cherry flavored things, but I don't like cherries. So like cherry Pepsi, wild cherry Pepsi, I really like.
Yeah, that's like our go-to. Yeah.
I like cherry candies. Have you ever had those like little cherry ball things?
Oh,
A little sour.
Yep.
I like those. Okay. Cherry candies.
Yeah.
But I don't like cherries. We used to have a cherry tree in my backyard growing up, and they were like sour cherries.
Okay, yeah.
And I kind of liked them. I would kind of eat those occasionally, although they had seeds in them, and I was like a nervous kid who was afraid I was going to
choke on the seed.
Yeah. It has something to do with the fact that one time I tried to eat an entire Dunkin' Donuts munchkin whole and choked on it and thought I was going to die. And then from that point on, thought I was going to choke on things all
everything.
The time.
Yeah. Okay.
That's that story.
Okay. So cherry flavor, but not
cherry
cherries.
Flavor thing.
Huh.
But I don't like cherries. I just don't. I don't like them in drinks. I just don't like them.
Yeah, no, I definitely like cherries.
Like not in like an old fashioned. I don't like them.
Oh no,
you know what I'm saying?
I completely understand. No, an old fashioned is not an old fashioned without a Luzardo cherry.
I respect that.
Like in the good cherries, not the crappy.
A Luxardo.
Maraschino is like you can't even.
That's
with
insulting.
That. Like
it's
totally
don't do that,
insulting
people.
to my drink. Yeah,
don't do that. If you're gonna make an old fashioned, do it right.
We even have we camp. We have camper bourbon and we have camper cherries. We had a separate one so that when we would go and make drinks in the camper, we can't slum it even in the camper. We need
why would you? You have to shower in a separate building. You should have some good cherries.
We need the good cherries, and we had decent bourbon. We had like Maker's 46 and then some Elijah Craig. But they're little bottles, so they're cute. So they're camper bourbon. Anyways,
I love it.
That's neither
adorable.
here nor there. But yes. So, but I do like cherries actually, mostly in my bourbon.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay. So my last example, we already talked about eggs, so I'm not going to dwell on that. Yeah. I don't like eggs. That's it. That's the whole story.
It's the whole story.
Do I eat brownies because brownies have eggs in them?
Of course you do.
Yeah, I do. But do I eat eggs? Not generally.
Yeah.
Sometimes over easy on some toast. Maybe.
But again, it's the toast. It's not even the eggs.
I like toast. And the little egg sauce, if you will.
I will dip
it with a bunch of salt on it.
Yeah, of course. So you're eating toast and salt and some dipping.
Yeah, this is just making it eggs. Wet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That doesn't even, it only kind of
No.
Okay,
so there's that.
The last thing.
The last thing that I will name, and we can cap it here, I don't like sour cream as a topping on things, but I do like it as a flavor in dishes, like dips, for example. Yep. So, like, I like to make a buffalo chicken dip. I make it a lot for, like, family gatherings because it's super easy to make. I always have the ingredients for it because I always have sour cream. Right. My husband really likes sour cream. Oh. But if I can make something with it, but I'm not going to put it on a taco. Okay. And it's funny because I really like the flavor of sour cream. I really like the flavor of it. But the idea of it on a taco.
Just like a dollop on it. Can't do it.
Nope. If you mix it in, like even like beef stroganoff, for example.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which has sour cream in it.
Yep.
I like that. Mm. My father makes a dish that he just calls bow ties and brown gravy, which is very similar to beef stroganoff, although no one in my family is a big mushroom fan, so there aren't actually mushrooms in it. But it's similar to stroganoff. Yeah. And my husband, when I made it on one occasion years ago, put a little bit of sour cream in it. And I was just kind of like, that's interesting. Huh. And so I did. I put sour cream in it, mixed it while it was on the stove, heated, and kind of warmed it in there so it mixed in and kind of just thickened the sauce a little bit. Sure. And I was just like, yes, this is good. This I can do. I like this flavor. It's got that little sour, creamy.
It does.
That's exactly
it has a unique flavor. Yeah.
And I like it.
You can have it mixed, but you can't have it. That's like, so I have a friend who doesn't eat mayonnaise at all.
Yeah.
And like, I think it's more of a decision than it is a preference because I make a ton of dips that have like a mayonnaise in them. And I just don't tell her that it's in them. And she eats them like crazy.
Yeah, right.
But she won't eat.
I don't really like mayonnaise either, but I will say that when you are breading something, and just hear me out.
Okay.
Next time you're going to put breading on something like chicken, use mayo instead of egg wash. Just use mayo.
Interesting.
Just try it.
Egg wash flour, egg wash breading.
Just
I've never tried mayo.
One of the steps, try mayo. Maybe the second egg wash.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I used mayo. My father started doing that.
Huh. I'm intrigued.
He would make like pork steaks or even just chicken tenders.
Yeah, we do chicken or we do pork or
I
bread mayo. Things.
Same deal. Like when you're kind of coating it, just kind of wipe off the excess a little bit and then throw it in your panko or whatever your breading is.
Combination usually
or flour again or whatever. Yeah. And then just throw it in the oil or whatever you're going to do with it. Just I'm just going to put that out there, Mayo.
Test this out.
I respect that. You should.
This out. I will give it a shot. So, all right. Well, things we like together, things we like separate, and
I think that was a fun
cherry
list.
Cherry wood cola BCS is what we're going with here.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna call it.
I like it. I'm actually a fan. So, all right. Well, cheers.
Cheers
to the new year. It will be 2022 when we meet again.
Maybe it'll be better than this last year. God, I hope so.
All right. Here's to 2022. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone, for listening to the latest musings from Parenting by the Pint.
Be sure to find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and make sure that you rate, review, and subscribe to us wherever you find your podcasts.
Have a great week, and cheers to you all.